Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel here.
Across the streams of hopes and dreams where things are really not. Come along if you can. Come along if you dare.
Have a good one. Cheers, guys.
Side of your mind, but please realize you'll probably be surprised.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the Season 3 finale of DC's Legends of Tomorrow on the CW, which is episode 18 of Season 3 called The Good, the Bad, and The Cuddly. So yeah, that's it for Season 3, guys. I think I did mention this in one of my previous reviews, but don't worry, the show has been renewed for a 4th season. We don't gotta worry about that at all. Of course, Constantine is officially going to be a series regular, Matt and Ryan, as well as Ava, so that'll be good. Yeah. So this season finale I thought was, quite enjoyable for sure. I liked it quite a bit. Just like I've enjoyed every episode of Legends this season, I think, in terms of pure entertainment, I think Season 3 has been the best so far. Although this season finale, while I highly enjoyed it, I don't think it's the best that the show's had. I think I'd still go to the Season 2 finale for being the best. But, it really fits in well with kind of the style of the whole 3rd season, honestly. It kind of got a little bit, campier this season, I want to say. It took a campier approach to certain issues. But, it still had its moments of heart, for sure, with what happened with Stein and the crossover and, a couple other occasions. But, we had the Mallus thing being built up here, and I had expressed in couple of my previous reviews, I think and I had hoped that Mallus would actually carry over into Season 4, because it felt odd that they'd be able to, destroy him or defeat him in one episode, but apparently they did here. I didn't mind his CGI design. I thought it was, different, for, one of the Arrowverse shows. This way it had been built up, I didn't think they'd come up with a way to beat him in one episode, but they did. I get the totem thing. We'll talk more about the Bebo thing in a little bit. But, it felt a little bit rushed to me, perhaps. I think it would have worked if Mallus is, one of the first, overarching villains that lasted more than a season, besides, Damien Dark, I guess. We'll talk about him in a little bit too. A lot of people were upset about the Bebo thing. Bebo beat Mallus in the end, and it was kind of silly. It was kind of stupid, I guess. But again, it kind of fit with the even less serious style of Legends Season 3. And it wasn't just Bebo beating Mallus. It was meant to be the product of, all their will and all their power with the totems put together. And they had issues coming up with some kind of a product of that before. So at least it's better than that moldy, skin, just abomination earlier in the episode. So they had come up with Bebo. Instead, they had conjured up a Bebo to manifest, their power together. So it was kind of funny. I got it for sure. And the whole sequence of Bebo, them as Bebo, wrestling and fighting Mallus, it was quite a fun visual to see, I think. But honestly, I kind of wish they had just carried Mallus over into the next season and had sort of had more of a sense of urgency and sort of danger to go with this episode here. It didn't really quite feel like that was as present as it should have been, not nearly as much as the season 2 finale. So I did miss that. The only moment where it kind of brought that was with what happened to Rip here, with what he did. Arthur Darville, he's been with the show since season 1, a lot less frequently, especially in season 3, though. And he ends up sacrificing himself to buy the Legends time, which I thought was actually a pretty good scene. Probably the best serious scene of the episode, really. I've loved that Sara's been captain. I didn't want it to change. But Rip, he's been, pretty underutilized for pretty much the whole, 3rd season. So luckily a lot of us still have, feelings attached to the character, but I feel like they've kind of done him a disservice this season. They haven't really given him much to do lately. They've kind of just repeated some things to them a little bit this season, if anything. But still, I felt it, and I'm glad that at least had a moment like that in the episode. Now, is Rip gone for good? It's kind of hard to say in a show like this. Because we didn't, see his body, we didn't see him, directly get shot or, zapped or something like that. He basically just vanished into this, big bright light with, what he was using with the Wave Rider and everything. His last little conversation with Gideon was, kind of touching too. I guess I could go either way on it, but for now, Rip is gone. I'm going to miss him, but like I said, they haven't really done much with him lately, so it's not the biggest, change, I guess. We also have Jefferson, returning for this episode, which was fine. I thought it made sense how you get pulled back into it eventually. It was just kind of a one-off thing. We still might get guest appearances from him in the future, but I think the team's filled out enough not to need him, especially without Martin. We also have Jonah Hex in this one, which felt kind of, a little bit unneeded, really. He's fine to have on the show, but I didn't really think it suited, or it really helped, the lack of danger or urgency. It just kind of felt like a, meh thing to add to it just for the sake of it. As well as the Western setting, which is fine. It was pretty entertaining seeing them, fight the pirates. You see Blackbeard again, as well as some of the soldiers or whatever. It kind of felt like it was retreading things. I don't know. And then there was a little romance between Zari and Jonah Hex, which was fine. I like the scene where they're joining hands and they can hear each other's thoughts and they're going back and forth with each other. That was fun as well. I also quite liked Sarah's scene, with her, basically giving us a real inspiring, speech. She really brought it there. Katie Lotz did a nice job. Speaking of Katie Lotz, I don't know if you guys have seen my video, but I did go to C2E2 Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, as well as Heroes and Villains Fan Fest this past weekend. And at C2E2, I met Katie Lotz, yes, Captain Sarah Lance herself. Lucky as hell. The whole convention was a blast. Great vendors, merchandise and everything like that, artists. But definitely the highlight and the main focus for me was meeting, people like Katie Lotz. She was very nice. I feel like I caught her on, when she was about to go on a break or something. She was definitely tired, but you gotta understand that, these people are human as well. But she was still quite nice for sure. I talked to her about Sarah being my favorite in the Arrowverse and everything. I wish I had mentioned, some of her movies to her. I think she probably would have appreciated that, but, I hope to meet her again someday, so, there'll be time for that later, hopefully. And here's my photo op with her real quick, just to show it. Turned out really well, I think. Also at Brandon Routh that same weekend. I didn't get a picture with him, though, but I got him to sign a mini poster of the show that Katie Lotz had signed as well. And he is a nice guy, too. Didn't have as much to say to him as I did to Katie Lotz, but, Ray, he's one of my favorites on the show. Katie Lotz, Sarah, of course, being number one, and after that, my favorite legends are probably, Mick and Ray, so it's, still pretty cool meeting him. Dominic Purcell was there as well, but I had to really kind of, I didn't have all the money in the world, unfortunately. But yeah, still a great experience meeting Katie Lotz. But yeah, so this episode, I like for sure, and I like the season 4 setup at the end with Constantine, Gary, with the trench coat and the wig. The wig kind of made him more look like Donald Trump, which isn't a good thing. So I like that, and he says, with Mallus coming out, other things also got out. He has a severed dragon head. So there you go, setting up Constantine as a series regular for the next season, which I think is good. So yeah, I'm all for more supernatural kind of demonic threats in season 4, which I think we'll get. But hopefully we get one that's built up like Mallus, but maybe a little more payoff. So yeah, still a pretty good, very entertaining finale. Just sort of lacked, what some of the show's previous ones have had. But still, I really liked it for sure. And like I said, season 3 is still probably, in terms of just pure entertainment, the best of the show so far. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode, what are your expectations for season 4. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.